My mom is a mom of 5 and a fantastic cook, but she's also the queen of shortcuts in the kitchen, which is why I needed to start this series. Is the extra time worth it? I'm gonna try making the same food 2 different ways to see if the extra effort is worth it. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lena. I just finished watching a TikTok of a man screaming at the screen.
Wash that shit! Wash it again!
Telling us that we have to rinse our rice over and over and over again until there is no starchy water left. My mom, I think, makes the best rice on the planet, and she did not do this growing up. So today I'm gonna try rice 2 ways. One without rinsing or soaking, and one with rinsing and soaking to see which one comes out better, and if the extra steps are worth the extra time and effort. I personally think this is gonna be a great series considering how building healthy habits can be hard enough as it is, and I'm all about making it as easy as possible. So this will help you differentiate between what's worth spending that extra minute and what isn't worth spending any extra time on. If you like the series and if there's anything else you want to see, be sure to give it a thumbs up, leave me a comment below, and subscribe so that you never miss one. All right, let's get to it. For both versions, I'm going to use the same pot and the same rice type. I'm going to use a half a cup of rice for both of them. This is the one that is not rinsed and not soaked. Water I want about an inch between the rice and the top of the water line. I salt that really generously, bring it to a boil. As soon as it starts to boil, reduce the heat to low and cover it. Let it simmer for 20 to 25 minutes or until all the water is absorbed. Do not touch it. Then we're gonna get this one going. So while that's cooking, I'm rinsing this rice until the water is completely clear and no longer foggy. And then I'm just gonna let it soak. So when we fill it, let it soak. I'm gonna let the batch of rice that was rinsed and soaked sit for about 20 minutes or as long as it takes the rice that was not rinsed and soaked to finish cooking. While we're waiting on that, let's talk about some of the differences between soaked rice and unsoaked rice nutritionally, because there actually are some pretty significant differences. The International Journal of Research in Pharmaceutical Sciences actually found that soaking rice overnight was found to have, I'm gonna read this straight from the thing, higher nutrient content than unsoaked cooked rice. So soaked cooked rice had a higher nutrient content than unsoaked cooked rice. There was an increase in fiber content and minerals. Soaked rice was shown to have higher B6 and B12 vitamin, and it has a source of beneficial bacteria that helps in digestion and boosts immunity, which I think is pretty cool. So we do know that rice that's been cooked and completely cooled does build something called resistant starches. This decreases the glycemic index of rice, but actually so does soaking your rice. It also decreases the glycemic index of your rice, which I think is pretty cool. Resistant starches have a laxative effect, so if you are someone who struggles with digestion, this could be really good for you. So overall, there are some health benefits to rinsing and soaking your rice, but you can also achieve health benefits just by refrigerating it overnight and then eating it, reheating it, and consuming it the next day, because you can get health benefits both ways, whether you rinse and soak it and you get it that way, or don't rinse and don't soak it but refrigerate it overnight and get it that way. I think it's gonna come down to taste and flavor for me. Taste, flavor, and texture. So the soaked rice got soaked for about 20 minutes and we already, actually 25 to 30 minutes. And we already see that grain a little chubbier than it was before, which is kind of cool. And then we're just gonna cook this up the same exact way we did the first one and see how it comes out. So both are done, and side by side they look very, very similar, but this one that we're paying extra close attention to right now, this is the one that was soaked and was rinsed. Now this one is the one that was not soaked, not rinsed, and you'll notice it takes up a little bit less volume than the other, but that's the only significant difference. Taste test, and then I'll have David come over and taste test it too so that we have 2 different opinions. This is the rinsed and soaked. I do feel like the rinsed and soaked one has more volume to it. It's almost like I made more of that one, which I didn't. I made the same amount. So I feel like it has just like bigger grains. Like it takes up more space, more volume. And this is one that has not been rinsed or soaked. They're very, 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 very similar. The one that was not rinsed and soaked has a little bit more. I can see how it has like a starchy bite to it, whereas the one that was rinsed and soaked, it's like you can feel each grain a little bit more. But when it comes to flavor, texture, it's a negligible difference in my opinion. Nutritionally, there might be some difference. I do wonder if it's also negligible, like if it does have more B6 and B12, but is it a negligible amount? I don't know. I would be curious to see that one. Overall, I would say it is not worth it to rinse, soak the rice, and you're better off making it however you want to and whatever you have time for, and refrigerating it overnight if you can. I think that's where we get a lot of the nutritional benefit. Guy on TikTok yelling at me shouldn't have yelled at me. I always like to know if things are worth the extra time. I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Do you rinse and soak your rice? I know a lot of people do. I am just a shortcut fan. I love a little bit of a shortcut. Don't forget to like and subscribe, okay? Okay, I'll see you in the next one.
They're pretty similar. This one is probably a little bit more flavorful. This one feels like cleaner.
Interesting. This is the one that was rinsed and soaked. Would you say it's worth it?
I would say that there's not too much of a difference.